Well, Facebook friends, it's Friday again for a out at Sagewood, connected or nestled or right near Blackwood's Gardening Service Centre, and the showgrounds on the other side. And it's just an amazing atmosphere. You can see behind me, people are enjoying sumptuous meals. They're having a good time. But we're here to speak with a wonderful gentleman next to me. I'm going to get him to say hello to you and to greet you guys.
Hi guys, how's it? My name is Gregg Oosthuizen. I'm the owner of Sagewood Cafe. Yeah, great to be here, Greg. I really appreciate this. So it's my first live thing.
Yeah,
so
no,
go for it.
Greg, you are cool, guys. It's just been. I've been coming here for a long time. I've enjoyed the meals here. I've had many mentoring sessions here. And the other day I just said to Greg, would you be willing for me to interview you? And he said, sure, let's go for it. So Greg, just tell us, how did you get into the restaurant industry, or how did you get into the whole thing of being a chef?
Okay, so it's quite a long story, but in a nutshell, 1994, when I finished school in 93, I went overseas on my own, and I wasn't quite sure what I was doing with my life. I ended up finding some work in a kitchen in the middle of Knightsbridge in London, which was owned by a Michelin star chef, a very well-known chef at the time, Anton Mosiman, and yeah, I kind of found myself in this crazy space.
Wow.
Washing plates and things like that in the beginning, and I just kind of fell in love with the environment. And there was a South African working there in the kitchens. His name was Russell. He was from Durban. He was the only South African there, so we obviously connected.
Yes, you got connected.
And then, and after hours in the evenings, he would show me around the kitchen, and just watching the whole space and the whole energy, I kind of just fell in love with it.
Wow, that's amazing. Just to think what you're doing here now, humble beginnings, working in the kitchen,
very much so.
Washing dishes. That's awesome.
And then from there, it just kind of led on. I had to come back from the UK. That was really why I went to the UK, to find that without knowing it.
Right.
And then I studied at the Carlton Hotel in Johannesburg as an apprentice for 3 years. And during that time, it really created a foundation for me, and I knew it was right, because I was actually awarded South African Young Chef of the Year for 3 years in a row.
That's amazing.
So each year I managed very fortunately to get it, but I had a strong passion for it. And I was selected to represent South Africa at the World Championships in '97.
Can you believe it?
It was amazing.
Great.
Yeah. I came
That's
second
awesome.
in that.
Yeah.
So the doorways really opened up for me, and as a chef, my passion really was born there, and it's been there ever since.
And then you came back to South Africa.
Yeah.
And how did you end up, first of all, which part of South Africa did you live in?
Well, I'm originally from Joburg,
okay.
So I was born and bred in Joburg, but I traveled extensively. So 94 I was overseas, 98 up until 2000 I was overseas.
Right.
2000 I came back here, I worked up in Joburg for a couple of years. I had the privilege of creating my own little business called Inspired Foods.
Okay.
And I was a preferred supplier to Madiba, Nelson Mandela, for a number of years actually, which was an incredible experience, also based in Joburg.
I can imagine.
So I met Madiba a couple of times, and just was in his kind of rotation, which was cool.
Wow, I'm envying you, sitting over here thinking you had the privilege to
awesome.
supply food to Madiba. That's amazing.
Although he was pretty specific. I didn't actually feed him.
Yes.
But the functions and the events around him, we did. He had his own chef, and obviously you couldn't just give him anything. He was surrounded by people, but just to be in his aura and his space was amazing.
Yes.
And it was the same over the years. I've had amazing mentors and just people who've been around. So I've been blessed from that perspective.
So came back to South Africa, got connected with Madiba and many other restaurateurs.
Yeah.
Came back again. And
Where
that and what?
So I moved to Joburg to get into. I've seen food basket.
Yes.
Trying the to produce an amazing living. This is my Sue 2002 from Midlands to that post the car in 2015 considered we started ship for just and then off on back in, and then until about 14, came back into Maritzburg. I always loved the Midlands. I wasn't sure about Maritzburg, whether I was going to have a business here or get involved in a business here. I always liked the farm kind of lifestyle.
Right.
Anyway, Con Sue and myself had a chat in like late 2014, and the opportunity came up for this premises.
Wow.
We were able to lease it from about February 2015. So we had a chat together and we decided that it would be a good opportunity for us to partner.
Right.
Which we did. We went into a partnership and we built Sagewood Cafe over a period of a few months. We launched Sagewood Cafe on the 10th of May 2015.
Right.
And that was 6 years ago, and it's just grown from strength to strength, and we've built this amazing space.
Yeah, I must tell you, Gregg,
Which
I
I
love
love.
it. Facebook friends, please host a watch party, share the page. I'm here with Gregg Oosthuizen, and we're having a good time talking about the genesis and the origin of Sage. And now, I'm saying Con because we were speaking about Con. Gregg, everything started to work together, and then COVID hit.
Yeah, COVID hit last year in March.
And what did that do for you? I know the restaurant industry was severely impacted by it.
Yeah, well, we had also just opened another restaurant up at Athlone Circle called Elephants and Co.
Yes, in a new Athlone complex there. Yes,
That's it. Yeah. And when COVID hit on the 24th of March and there was like hard lockdown,
yes,
we ended up having to shut that business and all businesses as well as this one. It was a very challenging time because we didn't know what was going to happen.
Yes.
In the end, we ended up retrenching 45 staff, all of the staff from Elephants and Co, closing that business down completely, and then also retrenching 9 staff from here.
Wow, that must have been difficult to do. Eh?
It was a very challenging experience, both emotionally and financially, and just, I mean, all of us as citizens and members of the community went through a very
tough,
unreal time. So, but what happened, post-COVID has actually been a very inspiring journey for me. In fact, it's been the biggest growth spurt of my life.
Now that's good news.
Yeah, it's been
Tell
amazing.
us about that, because this is really unusual for people to have had some kind of breakthrough during COVID.
Yeah, so Sagewood always built on the ideology that I've always wanted to close the loops at Sagewood. So we make everything fresh here from scratch. We don't use preservatives. We don't use convenience products to a degree. We make our own compost from all the leftover food produce and the coffee granules. We've always closed the loops, and by doing that we started developing gardens about 4 years ago that sustain this business, like lettuces, herbs, seasonal vegetables, things like that.
Wow, that's
so
amazing.
during COVID the gardens were still active.
Right.
And there was, what do we do with all this produce, as well as what was left in the fridges?
Yes.
So I started working with a charity up in Howick initially, and just giving stuff through to them.
Yes.
And then Conrad and Cecile Thatcher from Athlone Pick and Pay and I got together, and they started supporting us with buying of produce from the gardens.
That was wonderful of them, especially being in that tough space where there's
very
no
much
income
so.
coming in, and they opened the store. That's
So
really
they started
wonderful of them.
supporting myself and other members of the community as well, and they've become really well known for that, and just a fantastic store. But what it generated was an opportunity to build a whole kind of retail or wholesale line from Sagewood. So we started doing that, and we started developing wraps, we started developing convenience meals, our salad dressings, kombuchas,
Yes,
granola bars,
I've tried the kombuchas, I must
brownies.
tell you, and they're obviously healthy, and some of us are not exercising like we should.
Wow.
We kind of capitalize on the health side of things, yeah.
So but that actually turned into a whole new portal of business for Sagewood,
Right.
and that actually was part of the solution and is going strong today. In fact, it accounts for a percentage of our monthly turnover.
That's
so
fantastic.
and that whole aspect of how we approached the COVID pandemic has created a whole separate business venture for Sagewood.
Wow.
I also developed an online platform together with a very special friend of mine, Meg, who helped design it, who did design it.
Yes.
And we built an online platform to support all of our suppliers and farmers that support Sagewood, and we gave them a platform to sell their produce.
That's awesome.
So
That's
also
just amazing collaboration happening there.
well, this is it.
Supporting
It
one
created
another.
a whole new business platform, and that is still going today. And it's not thriving as much as it would be if I was pushing solely on it.
Yes.
But the platform is there, and it also brings in a percentage of business to Sagewood. So on a long-term project, we've actually created different business avenues for Sagewood itself.
Cool, great.
So
You're
it was
carrying
amazing.
so much. It's just so much is happening in this
Yeah.
space of time. Now you were saying some breakthrough happened with Sagewood because you shared that with Con. You partnered with them.
Yeah.
And where are you in that space right now?
So, yeah, you know, Con and Sue also opened the coffee box up at Athlone Circle, which has also grown from strength to strength.
Yeah.
So, you know, the three of us and our relationship over the years has been very dynamic and has expanded into these different businesses and these opportunities. So what it created for me was it gave me the opportunity, because of what happened with Elephant, we found ourselves in a precarious position financially, and as many businesses did. But I also saw it as an opportunity and embraced it from that perspective. And by September last year, I found myself in a position, because of all the different revenue streams and the new focus on the business, Con and Sue and I decided that we would go our separate ways, but still remain very close friends.
Yes.
And I bought them out of Sagewood.
So you
and
run
took the
Sagewood
business
solely now?
over solely, yes.
Yes, fantastic.
So it was amazing to have that within 6 months of the pandemic, to find these kind of opportunities and for this to happen, because it was the furthest thing from our minds, but yet it presented itself as we embraced the aspects of what was going on in our lives.
It's just so powerful that yes, COVID came and it disrupted everything, but out of this disruption has come the opportunity which you've embraced.
Absolutely.
I know we're a little bit over our time, but I don't mind because we've got so much going on here. Is that, can you just, where to from here for Sagewood, and maybe just share one or two key nuggets of your business ideology, where you want to take this business?
Well, you know, it's all about passion and service, and it always has been since day one.
Yes.
And that's what's carried myself and my family of Sagewood to where we are today. We are launching into the evenings now. As of short notice, we're actually starting tonight.
Tonight?
Is our first evening kind of service, and tomorrow night. Going forward, we'll be open on Friday and Saturday evenings. We've built a whole retail sector now, which has got a secondary kitchen up in Hilton that runs 6 days a week. So Sagewood is really developing and expanding in a wholesale retail aspect. We've developed a shop here as well, so we have a retail offering, and the business itself is thriving. So I'm hoping within the next year to 2 years that we will potentially be opening our second Sagewood. There are talks on the table for that, as well as expanding on our wholesale offering already, which is growing monthly. I mean, it's just amazing to watch and to like kind of steer and create. So where we were and COVID hit, and I didn't know, and 6 months later, business, new house up in Hilton as well.
That's really good.
So
That's really good.
I don't know what's going to be happening in 6 months from now. We'll see. But
Greg,
things are
man,
good.
that's awesome.
Things are good.
Facebook friends, I know we've gone a bit longer than usual, but there's so much happening here. Greg, I don't know.
Embrace.
You just want to say something to somebody out there who's running a business, who's been through a bit of a tough time, or currently doesn't know which way to go forward. Just where are you getting your inspiration from?
I would say the thing that I've learned the most is not to allow like fear and negativity during the COVID pandemic to undermine your efforts. You know, embrace every opportunity, every challenge that comes your way, and try and find the positive in it, and try and find the solutions in it, because only through a positive outlook and looking for those positive solutions, all of a sudden they appear and those doors open, and let me tell you, they open wide. And you know, I live day to day according to that principle, and it's providing absolute abundance for myself, my family at Sagewood, and just our lives in general.
Wow. Greg, thank you so much. I know you're carrying so much. We'd like to do this a little further and again next time, and just tap into other aspects of your journey.
Yes.
But maybe, I know you have a competition running, so if people are listening out there today, you want to just tell them that before we close our interview?
Well, I just thought it would be really nice for those of you that are watching, if you're looking for, if you'd like to have a free evening meal here in one of our new virgin mocktails, which I've done in collaboration with Shrep South Africa, answer a question on the feed, and I'll go through it a bit later, but the question is really like, when did Sagewood open? Like, give me the date and the year, and I'll come and find you on Facebook and invite you guys for a meal and a virgin mocktail. Come and try it our evening fare.
Unfortunately, I can't participate in that competition because I know the details. But Facebook friends, thank you for watching. Really, there's so much in this interview. You've got to listen to it a couple of times to get all the stuff that's come out of here. Greg, thank you for this moment.
Thanks, Greg. I appreciate it.
And I appreciate that so much. So, cheers.
Cheers, guys. See you at Sagewood.
Okay, bye-bye.